Hello and welcome back to RefleX. Today we will be dealing with the age-old literary conflict of man versus giant space armada. There's plenty to shoot at and plenty to be shot by. The fleet is coming into view if you'll just look at the top of the screen. Hey, the boss already? Not really. Sagittarius is one of those space battleships that's just so big you can't fight it all at once. We'll be fighting it at the beginning, a little bit at the middle, and at the end of the stage. There is just so much to deal with, and this is the first level where shield management can start to get pretty tough. There's all kinds of stuff that's wanting to shoot at you that you may not even be aware of before it fires. In any case, I was informed recently that these larger ships, the missile ship and beam ships, not, Sagittarius itself, do not actually count as objects for purposes of collision, so you can just hover over them, though I didn't know that when I was first making this video, so I keep my distance. Oh yeah, note how the beam ships below will sometimes take shots at you. Since your attention may be diverted on what's on your plane, you will have to pay attention to the sound of those beam ships opening fire on you. Still, they're easier to destroy with reflected shots than the missile ships, because you can't reflect or even defend against missiles. And sometimes you can't even defend against gunshots if you're not quick enough on the shield button. How about that? Just knock out for another of those there. It's these kinds of levels that really get me excited about games, and this was the first level I actually saw RefleX on YouTube, while it was still a Japanese-only release. I have played through the Japanese version of this game, but picked up the localizations anyway, because new media deserves money for bringing these kinds of titles over. Truthfully, a lot of these Japanese indie shmups are being brought over. The Exceed collection was also brought over by new media, so was Cetasius. The Gundamonium collection was brought over a little while back, and now Deidra Empty is on Steam Greenlight. So I'm beginning to think that it may only be a matter of time until the Toho series gets a real localization. Okay, our stage mid-boss is Gemini. It consists of two units, the Gunner and the Defender. The Defender is immune to R shots and even normal reflected shots, but we have tools of dealing with the Defender. After that, the Gunner should be no problem. It's fairly fragile, and it has some stuff that you can knock back. By the way, your horoscope for Gemini today is: your birthday party will be ruined once again by your explosive flatulence. Your love life will run into trouble when your fiancé hurls a javelin through your chest. By the way, the number of those caution enemies that spawn depend on how quickly you destroyed Gemini. And there I get shot from below. Not too bad. Now, my real screw-ups come in will be shown up in the next couple of videos. But until then, it's time to dismantle the rest of Sagittarius. Oh yeah, that's what the shot looks like if you let the shield run down too far. That shot won't kill anything. There's the life meter for Sagittarius's bridge. It's very easy to destroy the bridge with your normal shot, and it doesn't actually give you that much points. However, you're expected to have earned a lot of points just on Sagittarius's parts. But we'll reflect kill it anyway. Now, I left this next stage in because this next stage is really just the fight with Cancer. Cancer was actually a secret boss in the original Reflection, the freeware game that was released in 1997. And you got to him by clearing the other stages on normal without continuing, and he was incredibly hard. They toned him down to be somewhat more beatable in this version. But he is the first boss to use some really sustained attacks on you, so it can be a little hurtsome the first time you're playing the game. The key to beating Cancer, as is many in the bosses of RefleX, is don't be greedy. You can't really count on getting close to reflect all of his shots into him because he actually does have that melee attack, which you just saw. And he does tend to restrict where you can go. It's the first boss that really tests your shield management. Here's where I do it wrong. This is the pattern of his, this rapid laser fire where you can do the most damage, and this is one where you can do pretty much no damage. Even if you reflect most of those blue shots, they'll still be interrupted by the pink destructible shots, so you won't actually be able to do any damage to him in that pattern, despite the amount of firepower he's throwing at him. And down he goes. We get our cool 1,000,000 points. Oh dear. We'll be seeing you next time on RefleX, where things have gotten complicated.